edwonson nem ni nyina no adomro so heba clinic say obeba Obuasi braha bebme ansa na bedu Church of Pentecost dan kese no mu a ehon wo mo wo Africa so anso so no bebia na rent control wo mabronsa ne wo ne hon wo mo so wo afi wo mo se from 0246 858-094 na muntimi eni enkomo sanso na dre heba center akofo Obuasi bi tesedi aba me so ya to Obuasi di no bina ne haba ma na aka bomu ayede ayo wo mo sa de Obuasi gringo bi tesedi aba no so so yakeka abomu am sa gringo ope bi na boba utimi say yes utimi ye adwuma no empamu de utimi ye sanso na abanten so de utimi de ye e na Obuasi 442 eye ginger liquor no de kakra so mu anaje se wa wie ne yokra na me so sisi ya de obu ampamu anya ade koko na ade kru obu ha hotutu ofufue eyon no eno obu ha na ni dane ne yade edre heba center so betime du akagire mu na de tie ne Obuasi ena ede edreye ede aba anase edre heba center no mato Obuasi a omakuchire ni nyina de aba mo so mpendodo atu a wo be frɛ 0541 644 343
Abusafo ani atrase me nana ke yeboni abrewana na pese maka mene
abana ajekomwa nadia
yanko ene Ghana mampani Excellency John Dramani Mahama na kache na obekayi amansuafo makuma kunsia na wodi kampo wondi ma yetototo ma no finance minister Era John Jirapom ne mpenifo ado eka ho obekayi haruna idrisu mo ne de omom keke ka woni nyina vet na vet o ma wie nti na wo se wo mutimi ehwese parliament beje o matumu a enra na parliament so aje wo mutumu ena de ya Ghana mampani amoma so afremu a wo maswan a wo mfiri wo mjumadi ase enne ne kire ya na Ghana yemampani de atudwa se ogidie kase pa wo mu wonim se wo mbetibi aye adwuma na boa ema bambo ene impuntu a yepe wo my Ghana mu no ye nsabetimi aka enne wabra wono mu di ahyiamu na wo sere obammo makwakoye o madwuma ene wono mkasai
Do in the name of the Almighty God swear. That I'll bear true faith and allegiance. To the Republic of Ghana as by law established. That I will uphold the sovereignty and integrity of Ghana. And that I'll preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana. So help me God. We now move to the oath of a Minister of State, and it follows the same pattern. I, having been appointed Minister of State of the Republic of Ghana, do in the name of the Almighty God swear that I would at all times well and truly serve the Republic of Ghana in the office of Minister of State, and that I will uphold, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana as by law established, and that I will, to the best of my judgment, at all times, when required, freely give my counsel and advice for the good management of the public affairs of the Republic of Ghana, and that I will not directly or indirectly reveal any matters that shall come to my knowledge in the discharge of my duties and committed to my secrecy.
Abushafo ministers and makuma kunsia yenya joma tumwa womaswan womofiri omdwumadie ase den ne kire ya sedebeya dwumadie so kwa mampani dia mamu no womo befrase ayo
awse mu nya wonim sam se bra mampani a wote so John Dramani Mahama wabontoan wo hye bose nyame ya adom na benya kase obetena so se kokro wobehwe na mansuafo no kwa de beba no se beye fiasa no manum nanso adwuma no mbetimi aye wo se enya se mampanyi na nadada nkwakufu adode no a ene woye wo mu botwo enso no akire mu a wo se owi ase na adwumatwa so wo mo ye nkura no wo mo di twetwa mu na tu no ene wo mo to ma ga ne mu a wo mo eyo abusua ye hwe animu ama ne ba ye no ne ye hwesa no hoba no de be ye adwuma sabre wo de ose aye wo ya ene mansuafo watimi apa wo mo no wo mo ye aduane mienu na no na kyese emu nsia no ene e wo mrahye bedwam wo no ye je wo mo tum mu a o mo gina ya kyese ene in the name of the Almighty God so na mote ye no wo mo na kyese ye je wo matum e wo mrahye bedwam se de be ye wo madwuma no a ye de ama wo mo no wo mbetimi ya hyase no na sa adwuma de na se no na mampanyini di asimpie so a wo chem kyese ano hoba wo bo ye no en wala ena wo hwemu a wo ye de ama ye ne ye hwe ne mu se nyame ya adum adum watwe no aba na be ya mansuafo abedi akire na wo sesa mansuafo abedi akire no kra no enye ayi ahwe ni nyina na benya bi wasi ahwe ya wo hwe mu odene pa no ehia nipa mienu no ehwo ena tasa wode sa adum watwe no wo be che wo magu so se koku football ba no na omatimi akoya aduma nti wo so won de wo ka de akire se ano ba biala ya wo bo ye no ebetimi abehwe wi na mpo wo pese abekosem no yentena se ye nkan no ye be kan no so no ne mampanyina wo ba ya once aga na sika na mansuafo a ehu hia nko a ena oyi wo mu de ba.
Exactly 2 weeks ago, I took the same solemn oath before the people of Ghana that was taken by others before me to assume the leadership of this country as president. During the campaign before the elections, I made a pact with the people of Ghana to nominate ministers to my government within 14 days of being sworn in, and I had every intention of keeping that promise. 14 days after I took the oath of office, which was yesterday, that promise stood fulfilled. I had presented to the Right Honorable Speaker of Parliament names of 23 sector ministers, 3 ministers of state, and 16 regional ministers for the approval of Parliament. So far, I've named 42 ministers of state and regional ministers to begin the urgent task of resetting our dear country Ghana, which has suffered in recent years from severe crisis in many sectors. As the ministers are approved by Parliament and as they are sworn in, I'll proceed to name deputy ministers for some of the ministries, which will bring the total ministers to 60, as I promised the people of Ghana. This will make this government Ghana's leanest and I believe most efficient government ever in history. I've just sworn you in the first 6 ministers who are responsible for perhaps the most critical sectors of our national life, especially economy and the energy sector.
Hey, abusia entiania no mampanyi ya watisu John Dramani Mahama nene ana mukotie ye no.
Abusia fo en konse fufuro men na Ghana mrahye nyina ne se Ghana ye mampani oba betu kwan akọ United Arab Emirates na eno na babeto odwa se enei de no de beko replay be no de beko we ya asem akane defense minister yora Dominic Nitiwu osori wo Ghana mrahye fie na obusa se nya ne ntense mampani baba betu kwan na kono a wo kono wo de beko da bai play be no de kro tikabe ya wo ma ye hunu player wo de kro eno ena opani abonidin se ai Rose and Highway yura kwame governors agbajadi tuja se mampeni kwa wokwe wode commercial flight na ebeko no na yura Dominic Nitiwu eka se ha dwen se Ghana o hwe ye du plane no ho no a wasi for to be ani ho ejina brane mampeni betimi ayusu enu won se mampeni nyusu sa adu plane no a o yusu adu plane foforo ti wosre no won hwe no yusu sa adu plane no na wo how bie ni ho a e wo sa adu plane no.
The current jet is serviceable. It can move. It is working. It is wrong for the President of the Republic to be going on commercial jets when the jet that Ghana used their money to pay for and buy is available and it's working. It's very wrong. I will have no problem at all. If the President used that jet, I will have no problem at all. In fact, Mr. Speaker, if the President of the Republic, for some reason, this jet is not available and he goes to rent a private jet, I will have no problem at all. Take it from me, I will have no problem at all. And I will not blame him. Ghana is not a cheap country. We will not cheapen ourselves. Ghana has been a torchbearer in Africa. Ghana is one of the most important countries in Africa. The president, who is the #1 citizen, must be protected by air, by sea, and by land. The president's life is very important for all of us. The courtesies that a president must have is very important for all of us. I find it very offensive that our jet is serviceable and our president will not use it.
Enti we ensemo perikasi Dominic Nitiwu kani defense minister wadi tuja efa president na kontro wotu awon for minor dupre enya adwuma eno nsem ena otiyi.
Amso ya to akase abon so de amam yeguso agina mrahye a asam ofiri ho ba ne sedom kuma abuafu emoma somo kan kwe central mrahye bedwane yewa Patrick Buama amana begina simpie so akasa ene san a wo mse mampanyi a wotisu ya kamia kwa ese eye section 41 section 4+1 eye presidential office act no wo mse mampanyi abuso adani a wo mse se de mampanyi bia ne twaso wo ye no wo maga ne mu no ene se wo ba na wa be yi akandifo anase mansuafo no mo be yi adwumatwa se woni council of state fo na di nkomo na nso mampanyi a wotisu nkwa council of state no a wonye obi wono so wa hya se no woyi mpanyifo apuru omugumu saa enti omo se saa eye section 4+1 wo buso ti omo nte ase wo se de toso mienu ekra no saa yi wo mashi kakra ne se fiti se Ghana ya bakose mu no wo se ye ne Sahel regions no ebi ti se Burkina Faso no mo saa no mo na Mali no mo saa ne ye ye nse de ni twaka bia nti ye ambassador ye nyi ambassador emfa nko sa ekro no na so mampanyi a wote so nko aba ya wa sha se ye ambassador se kokko sa ekro no mo abra won hyeda ma obi amane ye te se Ghana no eye wono ankasa ne papa wu agyamane de agya no wo se no so wo mo nte ase ne papa mu a mampanyi ne meyi anu de nti aye nko ho da na afi wo so Ghana de wo makoho.
What is the problem of the minority? In the spirit of our constitution, Act 463 was enacted. That is the Presidential Office Act of 1993, one of the first acts that was established by the Parliament of Ghana to give effect to the functioning of the office of the president. And let me read a long title of the act to you for the benefit of your reportage. An act to establish the presidential office to provide for staff for the president and vice president, to provide for their functions and for related purposes. I'll turn your attention to section 4.1 of the act. And with your kind permission, journalists and friends of the media, I'll read. The President shall, acting in consultation with the Council of State, appoint such persons as he considers necessary to hold office as presidential staff in the office. The interpretation section of the Act defines office to mean office of the President and Vice President, and presidential staff to mean persons appointed under Section 4.1 of this Act. Section 4.1 states that the President shall appoint such officers in consultation with what? The Council of State. We as a minority believe that the President has acted in breach of this Act, or the provisions of Act 463. And we are requesting of the President to kindly withdraw this letter and act in consultation with the Council of State, which is not in place. At best, this letter could have been issued with a paragraph to state that these appointments are being made pending the composition of the Council of State, and that they will be regularized in conformity with this Act.
Onimonyam for Patrick Buama, ono yo kaikwe central mashebedwani ne namkotie.
Na mansuafo ahodo amampani abubo bobidin no ebi owura yere Elizabeth tofosu ajare wono ne aboni din so mai womra na fei jadie ene arokacha ne ade woma tototo ho ehemfidi dwuma ne saa ne mani nyina womeda no na eniema enkoyie mfama no nene okokohia appointment committee ewa Ghana mrashebedwafie animu ya tototo na no ade ba ko eba beto ho ye one district one factory one D one F no se oba de no betimi aye edi afa ho eno o chese NDC aban wo mo shebo so mo ba 24-hour economy policy no wo mo beyo na se wo mo sha se so mo yes 24-hour economy no a ofiri se sa policy no ebeboa 1D 1F ni ye pa ama eniema timi adeda na akwamu ebrama mi ko ye de busebusa ni nsemfu ahodo no woto ne boase eyi ya no.
I have indicated that under the agribusiness we are going to do contract commercial farming, and it's going to make available raw materials in Ghana. If we get raw materials in Ghana, two things will happen. Firstly, our importation of the raw materials will reduce, and we know what happens to our trade balance when we are importing less. And so when we have raw materials in Ghana and we import less, it will be good for us. Two, the raw materials coming into this country are what give us the problem with our foreign exchange. So that one also be catered for. Once we have the raw materials in the country, the essence is value addition. So when we add value to our raw materials, it will also decrease the number of the finished product that we import. So the import will reduce in two folds. The import of raw materials will decrease. The import of the finished product will also decrease because we'll be having them in the country. With the 24-hour economy again, more production will happen and our exports will improve. If you are exporting more, it shows that we are getting more foreign exchange. Again, we have these are in respect of non-traditional exports. We also be looking at adding value to our traditional exports like cocoa and gold, because since time immemorial we've been exporting our raw beans. With agri-processing, we can process our gold in two folds: semi-processed and then final process. We can have the semi-processed material by, for example, if you have cocoa, adding value to make it powder, exporting it for sale to be used for chocolate or drinks. We can also add value to a finished product like chocolate. And so if we are now adding value to our traditional exports in addition to our non-traditional exports, you know what will happen to our exports numbers. That's how I see.
Abuja Fonti way ayen semaudwa and yama Elizabeth Jare ni semaudo rituja and out here no na niabriye pa se baby ayaboni dino wano so ebeyere ne hwaye adwuma.
I'm saying at work as yabon so na molate ono eye panyini pa anase mansia fa ye no se wo mehwe nkola ene mema maya na chese de friend gender no o mehwe ye die mu na ene na chese wotimi ko ya o fa mu vet na vet no wache no ana o chem chese ade ba ko a ya ka kire no a opese obehwe pa ho asem ka eye school feeding wose school feeding no wo mu aye no da biala da aban de wo mu ka enti nyame yadom a oba obehwe se eka no de atia ka mu nyina no obehwe no asetew afei enti no ahyewa ya na wa kire nam sa ya soma da biala no school feeding for say ye ko ye kire no se no so oba besim konwa no woni mpanyifo eka bia wo mu school feeding ho adi nkomo na afei de ombeka kire no bia no behwe na de twa so ye fa ho so atimi aye e de afa ho.
I think the school feeding program is something that all of us appreciate because if a child is not properly fed, it affects the concentration in class. And so for the highs, I would say it's a good project that we intend to improve on. The other side of it is the processes leading to the feeding, ensuring that there's quality and also accessibility and timeliness in terms of the supply is also very important. And so these are areas that I will look at improving and then adding on. Thank you. Chairman, clearly from the manifesto, you realize that the intention is to address the current bottlenecks that we have around school feeding and the capitation grant. In our manifesto, we want to extend to even the private schools. And from my checks, or my checks from the ministry, an indication that about 40 days have been 31 days in arrears in terms of what is owed the caterers. I think with me, one of the things I know is George or dialogue with whoever and whoever is involved for us to find lasting solutions. But once there's been some payments, I believe that His Excellency has committed to ensuring that not only the implementation of the school feeding goes on smoothly, but also the quality is assured. And so I will work within that framework to ensure that the rest of the payment is done with the Finance Ministry and then also Education. Thank you.
I was yanting now molate or quiet school feeding 170 bi.
Na ene wakasa pa na sama mi wei won se eba si ye boni din se womra se bedwani wo krowo ne ho fe papa ogina tim se oba pa ne PhD wasakuta PhD wonye ni paketo akra na amumu latte na okoye no ene ebusa ne se ade yi a sesei yese Ghanaian family values bill ene ade den ye beti ba ya fa ho ene wo che so say ya the new curriculum eba ya de ba be che mo fra na de na Ghanaian family values no ye be say de be sa curriculum nim won say isa trumu bill anti LGBT bill ya eda Ghana mra she be fie ya nanom mampani kura che say sa bill na wu ɔsɛ sɛ ade kɔ Ghana mmarahyɛbadwa fie hɔ bio na yɛm mmarahyɛbadwa fie mu mpanimfoɔ no ɛsan hwɛ mu sɛ ne yɛde aba sɛ yɛbɛsan yɛ asan mampani hyia bishop mpanimfoɔ a no wɔn ɛdi nkɔmmɔ no wɔka kyerɛ wɔn sɛ wɔn yi sɛ yɛkɔ yɛn anim yi sɛ yɛkyerɛ yɛn mmɔfra no saa adeɛ no Ghanaian family values no ɛwɔ ɛyɛ schools ahodoɔ mu a ka ho kura hia sɛ yɛbɛsan saa hwan beli ye ne ye keke ka ho asɛm yi ma mampani kura ka saa asɛm yi tie kokobusa no sɛ wɔno ba be gender and children social protection minister yi dey pa no betimi aye de afa saa de no ho ɛna onya adagye akyerem so wo ba wo bɛhwɛ sɛ nkwadaa no curriculum no saa Ghanaian family values no ye de behyem na akwakwa sɛ ne mampani asɛm na wo kae no aye pɛ yenti.
I had indicated to our colleague that for the legal aspect, where I think because you referred to that one, he went into asking whether it would be without the law. I said I leave that, or if the law had to, go through the process all over again. I left that to the legal brains. But as to teaching the children our family value system, I think there will be no Ghanaian here who wouldn't want that. All of us would want our kids to be identified with their Ghanaianness, if there's anything like that. So that if you teach, I said that was more sustainable, so that they identify who they are, and then they will take a decision when it's right or wrong. They'll be able to know who they are, and that will define them.
So, are you for the value system being inculcated in our children, being incorporated in our curriculum, or you are for the law to enforce it?
I stick with what His Excellency said. I think he did not rule out the enactment of a law to back it, but I was.
Etiwe sema na mumolate wadi tuja.
Abusia na mumolate wa mananso abiemo ene wo chem kire se batan wo a ahomeji ayede ma no wa Ghana ha se no eye bosome miensa pe wose sa bosome miensa no watena se hunu se nya de beboa tini papa mu anka yemma wo de bosome be nsia chi kura no a na anka no atumi aboa de toso mienu wose ya de ma no ne yemma mema so paternity leave na kire se etwa se be ma so ohun kafo wo a wo so utimi je bosome be miensa bia na nsia bi ka no ho se de be ya munyina mbetumi akotena se na mo ahwe oba no na no no chem kire se sa no no ndi ogidi ye se betumi aboa firi se aya na wo mu a efa adwuma no wo mu ya magye se o bosome miensa de no oba ne ho atwa na chese otimi ye bibia wo se yem se ye ho se sabra no oba ne yem kro na awu ana wo se wone mpanyifo aka bia wo mu civil society organizations ane wo mo pepa sa atenase wo mbe se de be ya asase ye be ka ho asem ne nya fapem papa ne bedi nkomo se de be ya ne puma sibre papa ne betimi anya.
To mandate 4 months of paid maternity leave. How will you advocate for the extension of maternity leave from the current 3 months? Because we are all aware it's 3 months now. How do you intend to, and how do you plan to address the concerns from employers who may resist? Because I have a company, I don't intend to get women to go on 4 months, but that is in your manifesto. How do you intend to address that? Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think men were or are still advocating for paternal leave. And if it is important for them to take a break to support the family, then it is more important for women to have a prolonged period, not only to take care of the children, but to also properly heal. And so, as an employer, I will encourage you that if you even have the opportunity to take care of 6 months, please do that. But there are other ways, on a more serious note, to do that. Creating daycare in the company that makes it child-friendly for the women to bring their kids there with a little support from the company or the organization, so that they don't have to be worried. Psychologically, the woman can present or physically present in the company, and the mind is at home. And so you can have her being there working for you, but to have the utmost output, it is better we make sure that there's holistic care. And so I will sit with all stakeholders. There are CSOs who are deep into it. There are lots of advocates. I will join them to look at what is best ensure that we push it. And if Ghana and if the people of Ghana agrees to it, surely I will be the #1 champion.
Abusuanti na momola tenia yi no se wonko agenda so enti emu amane bo na mutie bi no yegina ha kase bo ne abon kom se pun na kainasha no so se abusua panyi heme na esa kase bo no mai news aboafo ni nyina aboaye boss Shaka Demos Shakaman on tenasia one empanyfo aka nyina ye adwuma no yewi on
ayapon yesori akọ ye fra bi na na ke ye bo abrewa na pese baka mene
abena ajekumwa nadia obiawu no mi ankasa me nua baewu se wa akotonya me adoma na awotwe wieye na yekope no kra benti ajamfo mesredu ha na mabo ame na ya ye no kwanso sa na ayi mamefo bitie ye pa mamefo bitie ye enye ize ye frɛ ba akoma akos owo bossman kaso adwom no bi adefrɛ no otonfos onye ize person na ma Christy omunyina tie ntia nwumere omunkaso de tie no afei yemfa ayi nkai bono ento amoso na woni atie yi paso wa ha sei director general edema prisons DGP Isaac Kofi Ejiru ori patients bafo boni DDGP Brantford Gilbert Hammer commander oda POTS ano na abusuapanyi Mr. Yeboa Tepa kunani ora Eugene Osei Amponsa Gold Star Wasa Limited Mami Olivia Bruni enuanom Christiana Kofi Asante Sechi Kumasi Academy na Milliam Ba Oil and Gas Industry Tripoli na afebo aben Mensa Ernest police officer ensunumbie Mama Ajwa Kwanchwa na sabre mani ababie momo kasa de kire so made nyina ASP Mrs. Shila ohene wa sachi odaya wansare odi mfinhia na de asamienu na ye chinhyehyɛ na busuam de bramo nyame ya adom a memene de ya ene de ne betom pem ewo Christopher Catholic Church 4B Kumase nonum ahomache na afa memene da no yewia Christopher Catholic Church wa no twempem mu na wofosum ye de be hyehyɛ so ewia yakosunyane bono mantemu eho ene yekopen krabe na afi na ye chisikasa no yaba St Christopher Catholic Church 4B Kumase dumienu kopemu no nsiane abenum na nyame ya adom na de chepache ye nia ne kwasia da no so no Christopher Catholic Church 4B Kumase eho na nasia sori ye de kohyehyɛ so ntimesramo ASP Mrs. Shila ohene wa sechi na ye chinhyehyɛ na busua de abayi a meso me de mamoyi akoye nkuje ntim koja no a ukoja me na koja otietia kama na ye koye nimu ansa na woni atia yi paso so wa ha se ye eye busua panyi na ade amoako enuanum bie ye esini mu kwabena kwa wo fa asinum bie eye Atamosis kunani eye Elizabeth Ankoma antiesi otontade wo Obuasi dwom baby a bayirfo mu ne wo no afei emma Prince Kwadwo Akwa akwasi p ono businessman Obuasi maame ya bimpoma Akwa ono ye nurse for government hospital na Harriet Akwa Nkran ensewnum bie dabi na nakansoanum bie Pastor Jekonia Amon Pillar of Zion Church Kumase na Juventus Opon Bona police officer Kumase ensewnum bie ye owura Joseph Amponsa Joboga Obuasi na owura yire Melka Akwa mampepra ono so ye dwadini sa no bia de frɛ no ne obone samarani anu wase hokra na omo kasa de kire so made nyina opanyi Thomas Tewia ejatewia mangwase sana no bia de nimu no odaya wansori wodi mfinhia na de osonum 75 years na ye chichihye na mpanifo de abe omkyere mu a busumi ya yi wo mene de taso de asaba ako 31st of January ne de betum pem no nkasa na fie wo mangwase house number MN41 yewia na wufusumu no eno so aye ono nkasa na fie ho kro no a na afi na ye chisikasa no debi ye bepa pepe no kura bre wa sonkore musie If you are near Chisi Casano, the bar a AGA JHS School Park or First Gate or Don Cocopimunum, na fe Kosia Daniel de Nasia Somono, Ako Presbyterian Church Bethel Preaching Post, Kulem, non kono anapa Copimuduba, Samwachi School, Honwa, and Omobeyano. Afe ne ye Jessica Saint Chato, a beba AGA School Park or First Gate or Don Cocopimunum, Siania Babenum, into a penny Thomas Terrier. Na ye chinche sheye na busia me de amamono eye no akoye nkuje nti misira wada ukoja me nsuma koja wo fefefe ni aye ne kama yo nkoda ne odanti eduru ha maye ne sa e de amami.
Hey, Ajwa, ahanso pedien.
Aye kweku, unte say omo interest rate no ati aba 16.25%.
Nya wo ka die sa pepepe nete. Enu ntina me di mirika se me ba St. Thomas Credit Union aba be bisam ye. St. Thomas Cooperative Credit Union eba ye mpotam hanmo. Emfinhye mako edudu nani omguso mu ye adwuma. Savings products no aye savings account, susu savings, kidi account. Na sisi akrampo de ne friend say investment products no. Na ye special savings, fixed deposit no. We no anka se be attract interest when it jebe you pay na watimi agina so e de ajebesia na ye shares ne so de e honsi ho no e wo so krampo chen ye friend say treasure bill chen so bia wo say sisia your interest rate no kan na 19.5% ya ti so aba 16.25% se ne wo kan ne pepepe
one hu dia ma menka bi nto awo so e ye loan product no ye wo loan within savings, loan within assets, ye wo normal loans, business loans, special business loans, susu loans, funeral loans, school fees loans and a salary loan.
Near there, I was St. Thomas Credit Union crowd say, Obetmia transfer Usika, every account mu, Ako bank be a my Ghana. Ebio, so was Sika, our Momo account mu, and also Obetmia transfer at the St. Thomas Credit Union account in Ankasaya Wawo Diemu.
Hey, Papa, Mr. Woodnam say, on one network or more branches Nina.
And Untibabia will be ano, Obetmino Makwa business. Your head office no, our Obuasi, St. Thomas Cathedral Shanimu. Adanses of Junction, Yani old Adansi Bank office in the Shanimu. Asante Bakwan so, Yawo St. John, the Evangelist Catholic Church. Premises were Jacobunso, Yawo, St. Peter's Catholic Church. Premises were Ampame number 1, Yawo Asoranimu Honomo, A St. Matthew Catholic Church. Sisi Anso, Yabi and Krabata Fofro, Ewo Obuasi Buete, Bastop wa, Baby Ejina, Efaka, Ekwa Akaporiso, Freyen, Ewo 0549 465 378, and 0593 979 999. St. Thomas Cooperative Credit Union. Happy family.
Ahima walande.
Eno ankro na bedru yo na mepenkonya papa e de agumi hotel ma machine foforo ni mu.
Wonni how asante mantam hade. Eya baby ba ko pe J Furniture Works. What the leather any materials papa pa na je ni nkunya. Na wo hu ni nkunya na wotumi say yes e ho chankasa. Wo bia e penkunya papa to agu ni dan mu. Any hotels ahodo a e ho no bia na ni kire. J Furniture Works e be ma dining chairs, center tables, any quality bed, e ba no quality leathers, any materials e di siesie nkunya ho a J Furnitures nkwa na ton papa. J Furnitures e the quality leathers, any materials etime hye enkunya dada ho. Ayamono se soko.
Sa enye fa me chinkrom me pasase asidan ansa na makọ.
Ohima enye wotwe fufuo ma na tonkwan mu. J Furniture Works ni secret ba kono no. E ba na dansi a wo yade se. O pasase to. Ana wo asase wo pasa wo ton. O ton fie ana sa pasa wo to fie. Ni nyina J Furniture Works e be di ho dwuma ama wo. Ene gi sam se ne nsase no so de manso bia eni ho. E ba hardware, open roofing sheet, open shovels, paint, any building accessories bia obenya biwa na sheye. Enye no nko e ba no plumbing accessories a owo ni nyina ebi.
Say J Furniture Works. Wama me nyima nyina aboa no. Na me hu omo wo he.
J Furniture Works. E wo Obuasi Kaporiso. Ofa ka wo semesi wa J ho a. Frɛ no e wo 0592. J Furniture Works. 435 427. J Furniture Works. Anasa 0244. J Furniture Works. 663 885.
J Furniture Works. Wama densie ene edemo sesie ayefo.
96.9.
I will say I'm a phone bono to us so at the amamo. Na the didn't kind of Obuasi East Municipal Assembly no. Na education director was an infant to a woof Obuasi East Municipality na any addition for when you say Yamiboa a Dutch na Obia eco school into your woof for now with him so Bomodia Yamiboa a Dutch na
boaboa abɔfra no ho sɛnea ɛbɛyɛ a wɔno nso no ɔbɛtumi akɔ sukuu no akyerɛ sɛ wakɔ akɔtoa no adesua so ne biribiaa so na mpanimfoɔ sɛ ɔmo srɛ wɔ bibiaa nneɛma anaasɛ ɛhaw a ɔmo tu sukuu mu na mmiɛnsa akɔ akɔfra abrɛ awofoɔ no ɔmo srɛ obiara sɛ obiara ɛmfa nkyɛ wɔ mo na ɛnyɛ wɔ mo a the Methodist Church Ghana Obuasi Diocese no sɛ memfa nto asafomma ɛna afei nso no bibire nim sɛ Jesus Saves Crusade dwumadi a na nka na awɔtwe mu ɔmo de hyehyɛ so no ɔmo srɛ obiara ɔmo atwentwɛn so kakra ɔmo hwɛ nneɛma kakra nti sɛ brɛ betom na sɛ dwumadi na bɛkɔ so a ɔmo mma atiefoɔ na afei nso asafomma nyinaa aso ɛnsi wɔn ho mbɛbɔ obiara amanneɛ ama obiara ate mesɛ wopɛ shawama papa pɛn di shawama ɛdɛ shawama wobɛdi a wobɛsan so adi biom di a mekamfo Prince shawama so ɛyɛ di ama wo mesɛ ɔwɔ Obuasi nyame so he a ɔbɛn antis pap ɔsan so ne time fam ne di nhwɛ anim ɔyɛ adwuma fi ɛbenada ɛde kɔsi ne kwasiara so anwummerɛ no ɔnan biara na hwɛ sɛ wafiri ne dwumadi ase nti mesɛ wototumi ka na ɔne abusua no nyinaa mommra na mommra mɛgye mo deɛ na mo nso mo ngyina mo ho sampa nneɛma papa ɛwɔ kurom bibia ni a na wafrɛ 0540 966238 0540 966238 and I say 0509 88 3068 0509 88 3068 a do your herbal center semi fan to him so no and the quadra my so and the coffee Obuasi bitters nothing so those Obuasi gringo bitters and so a becan home sisi wa for Obuasi 442 liquor and then no sweat me a bear drama so na we no send what they have money no bra and the any bitters biano sana we so I know now when the man and that so crying so the drone so at me I will not come home to say oh no ma wuji wani no na esan so esa wo yawe so sis na ya wo ya na so ho de won pem wo fom wo de ne kokoko wapaso no tutu anka so bu mo se mani mi hu ade ye awiabo no wo hwa de bons na ni so nyina aye ne wisi wo hu hwe na ni prunsuo sam me so ma won sanka Obuasi 442 le ko yi bi wonya bi na twetwa pe bibia e betimi akoye di ama wo na wakofa Obuasi baby die person so etimi di aba adwaman so e be di abata nyina akejina mu ntimi so tutumi kai na ko be return mo fra ho nneoma bia akwa so po Obuasi baby die person bi kwana kwaji bi na so tifin fa bo abofra no odwon so a da bia ne ton ye sei mo ton kama konsa bia ngu ne ton ho dwi ba adwuba no tum kokko bia engugu abofra ne ton me so ko Central Market a one eye Santiago stores no na etimi di nhwe ne mu bibia ni ano afra 0541 644343 0541 644343 and answer 0240 306394 0240 306394 Gold Premier Star Pharmacy Limited semi fan to animu say sisi watre na ahye mu abie ne nkoban mu intimi so watre jobi enka na pese wo konye